good friends meet. Why don't you come along? See a face that's new, share a point of view, or maybe sing a song. Life has many stories that you hear all the time. Two of them you'll hear today, that's yours and that's mine. But there's a third story that'll always be there. Just climb to the top of the stair. Life has many stories that you hear all the time. Two of them you'll hear today, that's yours and that's mine. But there's a third story that'll always be there. Just climb to the top of the stair. Climb to the top of the stair.
Hi.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi.
Well, how was your trip?
Ooh, Harry, it was a blast. Did I ever have fun? What'd you do? Where'd you go? My neighbors took me on a vanning trip up north. Boy, was it ever something. Boy, you should have heard her describe the van. It's just like a house on wheels. It's got everything. It's even nicer than their house.
Boy, that must have been some experience.
I wish I could get someone to take me on one of those trips, too.
Yeah, but the whole problem with going on such a fantastic trip is, what will I do next weekend?
Well, that is a problem. But there's lots of things we can do and have satisfaction in them as well. There's some ideas in this.
Thank you for sharing fun and love each day, when we work and when we play, all the times that make us say thank you, for help when troubles come along, for giving when I say things wrong, singing me a cheerful song. Thank you, thank you, for all the lovely world around, beautiful in sight and sound, for harvest from the fertile ground. Thank you, thank you, for sending Christ from heaven high, down to earth for me to die. To lift me up, I have to cry. Thank you, thank you, to Mom and Dad for loving care, to my friend who's always there, to God who made the world so fair. Thank you.
Teresa, maybe you're trying too hard to have a good time.
You mean like I'm expecting too much, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of unrealistic to, expect everything to be a bigger blast than last time, just so you can feel good all the time.
You mean like I'd be wanting more and more then?
Mm-hmm. And what happens if you don't enjoy something as much as you thought you would?
Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
There's a special fulfillment that comes when we turn our lives over to God and do the things He wants us to do. Like in the Bible story of the Good Samaritan. How'd you guys like to act it out?
Sure.
Now this story has a little twist to it. The Samaritans had few friends among their Jewish neighbors. In fact, the Jews hated them a lot. There was racial prejudice in those days, too. Usually they would have nothing to do with each other. So one day, a Jewish person got mugged. The crooks beat him up really bad, stole his money and belongings, and left him in the ditch to die. The first passerby to find this poor person was a religious leader of the community. He took one look at the beat-up victim and turned the other way, walked right on by. The next person to come along was another official, similar to the first one, but he didn't get involved either. He too took a look, just stepped over him and moved right along. The next person to come along was different. He was a Samaritan for one thing, but when he saw the poor man in the ditch, he stopped. He took a closer look and decided that he would help this man. His heart was filled with pity. He gave what first aid he could, and then he gently helped the man onto a donkey and brought him to the nearest town and a doctor. He stayed around until he knew that everything would be okay. He even paid the expenses. It cost him something to do what God would want him to do, to show that kind of consideration. And besides, I have a feeling that he felt some pleasure at doing what he did, a special kind of pleasure. Don't you?
Hey, Daryl, just guess what I found in this magazine?
What?
One of these new motorcycles they just brought out.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice-looking machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those pretty soon.
Hey, Byron, this guy told me at school that yesterday's motorbike was flooded.
Oh, I could fix that.
Oh, yeah? You drove it right into the swimming I don't know about all those ads for vans and motorbikes. They're tempting you all the time, and it's just hard enough to do without.
The traveler was looking for property. On the far side of the lake, there was lots of it. The owner, for some unknown reason, was giving it away. The fisherman promised to return the next day after the business was completed. They waited for sunrise. It was like a game, with the landowner dictating the rules. The traveler agreed to an unusual pact. From sunrise to sunset, whatever land he could circle would be his. There was only one condition. Should the traveler not return by sunset, he would lose the deal and gain nothing. merely walk around the land and it's mine. He followed the landowner's instructions. Dig a small hole, drive in a wooden marker with a scarlet ribbon, and the land is all yours. It seemed too good to be true. Free land. By noon, he was tired. The traveler had encircled a sizable territory. He had as much as he needed. Enough for a farm, lots of pasture, a fine view. Best of all, it would cost him nothing. No cost? Of course, that's the agreement. Whatever land I can cover in one day is mine. I'd be a fool to stop here. There's more, so much more, and it's mine. The circle around his land was becoming larger and larger. A small price to pay. I must have these woods. I still have time. This is where I'll build my house. My house, my property, my trees. take much more of this. I'm a fool. They laugh at me. All mine. I haven't lost yet. As agreed, the traveler returned before sunset. The traveler had, after all, gained some land for himself. 6 feet from his head to his heels was all he needed.
If you ask me how I used to be, I will tell you about a different me. Brother, I was selfish, always number one. Had to have it my way, had to have my fun. Stay up late and watch TV or read. During school I get the sleep I need. Never do my homework, just go out and play. Finally I got tired, having my own way. I decided, then I tried a new life. I was bored, but with the Lord there's new life. Won't you join us and enjoy this new life with Jesus Christ? Let me tell you how my life has changed, how my good times have been rearranged. Now I'm seeing God's creation, walking in His way, giving I decided, then I tried a new life. I was bored, but with the Lord there's a new life. Won't you join us and enjoy this new life with Jesus Christ? With Jesus Christ. With Jesus Christ. With
We'd like to have a letter from you. Tell us something about yourself or just write and ask for our Third Story magazine. Just write to the Third Story, Box 2, Station F, Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's the Third Story, Box 2, Station F, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Teresa, if you can't go on another vanning trip, why don't you try skydiving?
Yeah, I guess you always can't be having a good time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's our efforts for other people that give us the greatest satisfaction. God is very interested in what we do with our time. We'll be happiest doing the things He wants us to do.